Welcome back. UND hockey was back in action at the Ralph this weekend against Denver in a huge series between the last two teams to capture national titles. I was in the house on Saturday, as was our own Alex Heinert, and he joins us now from our Grand Forks studios with all the highlights.
Thanks, Kelly. Yes, a big weekend indeed at the REA as UND look to get back on the winning side of things against the NCHC leading Pioneers, a team they split with in Denver back in November. To the Ralph we go for the rematch. Jim Montgomery's Pioneers riding a 3-game winning streak into this series, including back-to-back shutouts against Omaha last week. Bradbury and company trying to get back on the winning track again after getting swept at Duluth a week ago. And they'd get off to a perfect start. Just a minute 2 into the contest. Cole Smith bullies his way in front, throws the puck off the chest of DU defenseman Derek Hammond, and just like that, 1-0 North Dakota. And they were just getting started in the first period. 4 minutes later, Shane Gersich on the doorstep, able to bang home the rebound. A nice feed from behind the cage by Trevor Olson. Gersich denied initially by Tanner Gillette. Nice work by Grant Mismatch to keep the play alive. Shane scoring his 8th of the season, that one coming on the power play. 2-0 North Dakota after the first. DU, though, one of the highest scoring teams in the country, averaging just under 4 goals a game. You knew they would come back, and they did in the second. 7:04 into the period. Dylan Gambrell firing home this one-time blast. That made it 2-1, and then a little bit later, Derek Hammond throwing one at the front of the net. Rudy Junda happening to be in the right place at the right time off the skates of the forward to get by Johnson. 2-2 at that point, and then things would turn a little more so. In the third period, Cole Smith elbowing Adam Plant hard in the head. Plant would have to leave the game, concussion-like symptoms. Smith would leave the game as well. A 5-minute game misconduct, a 5-minute major and a game misconduct penalty against Cole. So a 5-minute power play for DU, and the Olympian Troy Terry takes advantage. Little spin move, scores in the slot. That made it 3-2 with about 5.5 minutes left. Bradbury adjusting some things, pulls Cam Johnson with 2 minutes to go, and the extra attacker pays dividends here. UND forces the turnover, and Hayden Shaw, the junior defenseman, able to beat the reigning Mike Richter Award winner. Huge goal with just over 1:30 left in the contest. Watch it again. Little deflection on the way coming in. Shaw doesn't mind. You see what it means to this UND team to force overtime against the reigning national champions. Second goal of the year for Shaw, a huge one there. Scoreless after the 5-minute OT. They go to 3-on-3. And unfortunate here, Shane Gersich gets tripped up by Jared Lucas Savages, and Troy Terry able to take advantage. The second goal of the night for the All-American Terry, and that would do it, as North Dakota able to earn a tie, but DU picking up the extra points in the NCHC standings. In the end, not the result UND was looking for, but still some things to work on heading into game number 2 on Saturday.
We've obviously been emphasizing getting good starts, and I think we did that today. Played a really good first period. Again, in the second, I thought we played well until they scored that goal, and I think the game got away from us a little bit. They got a little momentum and got their guys going, so I think that's the biggest deal today. Just got to have that resiliency of not having any panic in your game when they score. Just keep rolling.
They just backed on our heels after they scored. That's something that we gotta focus on, because we figured out our starts. We just gotta continue that full 60 and not let that affect us and take the wind out of our sails. Our forwards did a great job getting in the zone, getting pressure down, and it opened up some space up top. And Jordan made a nice pass over. I think I got a nice deflection off a D-man in front, but I'll take it.
It was a big goal. Obviously, the tie is a lot better than the loss. It's a tie in the pairwise, so that's huge for us. But obviously, we're not too happy with the result. Got 1 point out of it. Obviously, got to make up some ground in the NCHC standing. So I think tomorrow's going to be a huge game, probably the biggest game of the year, and we got to get that win.
The biggest game of the year, says Joel Janitwinen, and North Dakota knew the importance of this one, trying to win the series against the Pioneers. Cam Johnson back in net, Jim Montgomery trying to fire his guys up. And again, after DU really dominated the early goings in this contest, they would get their reward 7 minutes in off a tight angle here. Koen Olszewski, the freshman forward, just throws one at the net, and it somehow sneaks by Cam Johnson. Watch it again. 3 green shirts in your picture. Olszewski just wings one in, and it somehow finds a little gap there through Johnson's wickets. Tough one to concede for Cam, 1-0 DU in the first. North Dakota, though, would find their way halfway through this period, tail end of the first. Little chance here on the break for Christian Wolanin, saved by Chandler Gillette. And then at the start of the second, another D-man getting involved. Colton Poolman, another shot high off the shoulder. It would stay 1-0 though until the midway point of the second. Johnson gets taken out from behind by Liam Finley. Pretty obvious goaltending interference penalty. North Dakota gets their first power play of the night, and they wouldn't waste it. The power play unit, which had been maligned after going 1 for 12 last week in Duluth, comes through in a big way. Christian Wolanin lighting the lamp on the power play. 8th goal of the season. Wolanin's 22nd point. That leads UND in that category. Watch it again. Beautiful wrist shot to beat Gillette glove high. Trev Olson providing the net front presence. That's enough to tie this thing up at 1. Christian Wolanin fired up, and rightly so. North Dakota a chance to make it 2-1 later in the period. Jordan Kawaguchi whiffing on the initial shot, but that throws off the defense, forcing Gillette into the save. And then in the third, North Dakota on the power play, a scramble in front. Trevor Olson nearly able to bang home a rebound. DU would have a chance or two as well late in the period. Another opportunity in front. Cam Johnson, who didn't have to make a ton of saves in this game, come up with 22 total, including a couple of big ones there with about 8 minutes left. We would go to OT and then 3-on-3 overtime again, just like on Friday night. And just like on Friday, Denver able to take advantage of a turnover. This time, it's not Troy Terry, but freshman defenseman Ian Mitchell sliding up into the attack. Logan O'Connor with the feet across. Not much Cam can do about it. So Denver, a different night, but the same result. DU takes 4 of 6 possible league points from the weekend. But in the eyes of the pairwise, 2 draws against one of the top teams in the country will not hurt North Dakota's resume. Here's what the guys had to say about the result after this one.
It's no fun to come away with a tie. You kind of walk around with a like what just happened kind of feeling. But you know what? We showed heart. We showed resiliency. We showed North Dakota hockey in a lineup that wasn't our full, complete lineup. We had guys like Casey Johnson who stepped up and played forward and did a tremendous job. Josh Rieger, a freshman defenseman who hasn't had a lot of games this year. I think they both did great jobs of stepping up, and along with the rest of our team, we knew we had men down, and it was time to step up and fill a role. So I'm pretty happy with the way things went.
I thought we did a really good job kind of taking away time and space and also taking away the center of the ice. Those guys are really skilled guys. They like to try you on and make some fancy moves at the blue line, but I thought our forwards did a really good job coming back, and our D-men did a good job staying up and taking away that space. Overall, we're not too upset about the weekend. You obviously want to go in and win every weekend, but coming away with 2 ties against a team like that, it's not anything to hold our heads on. So, we'll look forward to this bye week. It's going to be huge for us, and regroup.
Yes, that much-needed bye week has now arrived. We'll hear how Brad Berry and this team will approach the upcoming open weekends when we return here on Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.